Black people should be engaged in boycotting every state and every company. That's why I love Tasha Brown and Stacey Abrams. Again, these sisters are not giving up. Why should we? They know this is a long-term fight. They knew that the December election was just one round. This is a 20-round fight. We got to keep fighting. Kemp stole the election. She got him back. Now Kemp is coming back. Now Stacey got to strike back. And we got to strike back right now. You should be sending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars to Georgia. All of us should be writing checks, sending money, Cash App your money to Black Vote Matters. Send your money to Stacey Abrams' efforts. And they even have a student organization that's joined a lawsuit in Georgia where you can send the money to the students at the university level who are on the front line suing Kemp. We need to flood Black money into Georgia right now. If you're white liberal and you really care, write a check. Send it to Stacey Abrams. Send it to Latasha Brown and the Black Vote Matters, the Black Vote Matters movement that had the bus tours going on in Georgia. Send them money. They are the ones that are doing it. We're in Cali. We can't be there, but your money can. And that's what we need. And those of you who can't send money, the rest of us need to withhold our money from every company that belongs to ALEC, the American Legislative Exchange Council, which basically underwrote the rationale for stand your ground laws that really is a part and parcel to all of the uprisings going on since the shooting of Trayvon Martin. But we need to boycott Georgia. Even though we're going to hurt Black Georgians, they're going to have to suffer a little bit for a little while, because I think we who do boycotts need to be careful, Maurice. When we do boycotts, realize more often than not, we end up hurting our own people the most, because those who are in power are quick to get rid of when they start feeling the boycott our people first, right? The last hired, the first fired. So we got to be careful that if we boycott the NFL because of Kaepernick, we don't put all the other brothers who are 80% of the league out of business. We got to be more strategic than that. I don't know exactly how to do it, but I know we can't destroy everybody because we want to justify somebody, right? But I know in Georgia, we've got to let them feel our rage, not next week. Right now, today, in the next 48 hours, Georgia should feel your money coming in on a positive level, and Georgia should feel your rage also coming in. Call the State House, call the governor's office, call and leave messages. Tell them that you support democracy and that you will boycott everything. And I'm waiting for Maurice, the thing that would stop it. And I know it's not fair for me to be messing with another man's money, but I wish if I had a magic wand, I would, persuade LeBron, and I would persuade the Atlanta Hawks, and I would persuade the sisters who were the leaders of the Warnock movement when they supported Warnock, the WNBA team, the sister that owns that team now. LeBron helped her buy it. I would urge them, if they could, even though it's going to hurt, to just say we're not playing in Georgia. If the Hawks want to play, they got to play us in LA. We're not doing road games in Atlanta. We're not doing any games in Georgia. They did this for the transgender people. We saw that. Maurice, remember, they did this in Georgia. The NBA, I think it was, or the NCAA, one of them shut down going on behalf of the LGBTQTI community. So why can't they do it on our behalf? I'm saying, just like the brothers shut the NBA down with COVID last March, everybody in the world got the message when they said, we're not playing, everything shut down. And we had already heard about COVID, but it didn't get our attention until the Rudy Gobert moment. That's when everybody was like, oh, wow. So I'm saying Black men and women can do that again in Georgia. LeBron, brother, I hate to put it on you because you're already like Malcolm in terms of all the good you've done. And we don't need to keep coming to you asking you to be our social justice warrior. But we need you right now. And it would be wonderful, LeBron, if you and Chris Paul and Carmelo and a few of the other really, conscious brothers and sisters who are in the league, if y'all would get down and say, no, Georgia, we'll play anywhere else in America, but Georgia, they want to play us, the Hawks and the women's team, they got to come to us. We're not going to Georgia. We need to boycott Georgia, Stop going to Atlanta. Go to Miami instead. I ain't got nothing either one. I got family in Georgia, but I'm saying if you young in your 20s and you in that party thing, turn for the next 6 months, turn Miami into Atlanta. Go to Miami. Don't go to Georgia. Go to New Orleans. If you got to be down south and you got to party and young, go to either of those two cities. Go to New Orleans or Miami, and they are both problematic. But we're trying to get Georgia's attention for their blatant racism. And the way you do that is you help them, the state of Georgia realize, the voters, that they cannot afford to keep Kemp. Kemp is up in 2 years. And that's why they're scared of Stacey Abrams. That's what this is all about. They're trying to make sure Stacey's base is undermined because they know, they saw in November, they cannot stop this woman. They cannot stop us. It's not just her. It's the movement. She's just part of the face of it. And I think given an overdose of credit for what a lot of other people are doing. But what she's calling for right now, and I think what others are calling for, is different strategic boycotts, not absolute boycotts, because the boycotts hurt Black people. I'll say it again. Boycotts again, because anti-racist boycotts often hurt Black and brown people. And nobody tells you that when they're quick to say, boycott. Well, if you boycott Whole Foods, guess who's gonna get fired first at the register? The very people you don't want to get fired. So we have to be smarter than that. We got to figure out how to hurt the bottom lines without hurting our own people strategically. And that requires strategy and thinking and talking, and not a one-size-fits-all automatic idea. Boycott may work in one city, but boycott may not be the smartest thing in another city. You know, so we have to figure out, and I think that's why we don't need one movement. We need every movement locally to be its own movement. And that's the thing, is I think at the local level, everyone should be mobilized and engaged in some activity. And if you're not, why are you even listening to this? Because I mean, if you're not, you are a conscious person because you're listening to this. If you're tuned into this station, you got a right mind for what we're talking about. So please, we want to see some tangible outcomes, don't you? I want to see, Maurice, some results. I want to hear some good news about Baltimore. I want to hear that new schools are opening. I want to hear that old rundown tenements and the old rundown houses in the movie The Wire that they were hiding Black bodies in the movie because of the urban neglect of Baltimore gets restored. I have a dream, Maurice, like Martin Luther King's dream. It's a fantasy that Black people in America finally are allowed to just live to be fully American. As you and I, we've done a decent job under the circumstances in terms of being able to live and survive and negotiate and not get killed yet. But there's a lot of obstacles we've had to overcome all of our lives. And a lot of our people around us have not been so fortunate. And I think I'm trying to say Black people just want to exhale, Maurice. We want to exhale where we can just wake up in the morning, be Ahmaud Arbery, and just jog in any neighborhood we want to, without white people's fears having power. If you got fear, it should not lead to my death. And that's what we have right now. And we have to continue to fight. We have to continue to fight, continue to press, send your money, send money. Not to me. I'm not asking for money. Maurice ain't asking for money. We're not asking for money for ourselves. Listen to us. We're asking you to help a cause that has more to do with the next 80 to 90 years when you ain't gonna be around. But right now your money is, and your money can stop this thing in its tracks. Let's create an abortion of these racial restrictions. Let's make them stillborn right now.